Welcome everyone to Beyond the Adventure. Today I'm taking a look at the episode of Adventure Wednesday where Amanda and myself head up north to Hogback Mountain. Anyways, let's get started. To begin this episode, I thought I would show you guys one of my favorite covered bridges in the entire state of Vermont that you can actually still drive on. Now, doing the short intro here, I'm just explaining to you guys that I brought the drone with me, and the day that we had decided to go up here was the day that the remnants of Hurricane Nate were moving through the area, so I had not really planned on it being raining when I had gone up here, but nonetheless, having to deal with it, I brought the drone anyways just in case there was a break in the clouds or anything like that. So I just thought I would include the drone footage that I had taken from last year, since I was able to fly the drone in this spot since it wasn't raining. Now, as you can see here, there was a lot more color from last year's footage than what you will see in a couple of minutes. This weird little line thing, I don't know what it is. Every once in a while, I experience it on the drone, and what I originally thought it was like a loss of signal or something, but it shouldn't really affect it because that's the SD card that it's recording to. This is probably one of my favorite shots that I've ever taken with the drone going over this bridge here. I just happened to catch a car going over it at the same time. Now, like I said, this is my favorite bridge in the state of Vermont, or definitely within the top 3. It's just absolutely beautiful, and the fact that it survived so many different hurricanes and storms and things like that up to this point in time, it's just remarkable. So a quick little fly under of the bridge here. I just kind of quickly edited some footage from last year's drone footage. Now look at that little tiny house in there. I'd love to have it, just be surrounded by all that beautiful color. Now it was a day very similar. It had started off raining last year when we had gone up there. That's why you could see the mist kind of raising up from the floor of the forest. But yeah, I'll do one more fly under the bridge here. This is just all while I was getting ready, getting the camera, getting the umbrella, everything to go down there and to do a couple more shots for you guys, show you what it looks like this year. Now you'll see the water there was actually a lot higher last year, even though we had had a drought and everything like that. Walking down these steps here every single year, it amazes me that these steps are still here after floods and spring floods, things like that. But nonetheless, these steps have withstood quite the test of time. You can see right here when I pan out, there's a mountain, there's the raindrops coming off of the bridge. It was a good spot there to set the camera up for a time lapse because it did have somewhat of the covering from the bridge that wasn't, dripping rain through, but rain wasn't dripping through. I thought I'd do this shot for you guys. I thought it was pretty cool, just showing the trussels and the woodwork that goes on to supporting this bridge from underneath. This is, for the most part, that's all wood. It's not a lot of steel in there. All these bridges nowadays are just built with massive amounts of steel, and to use wood on them is just unthinkable, but stuff like that was built with wood back then, and just look at that. It's still standing strong. Now, I move up the stream here and show you guys, but you'll see the rock that I was talking about that you can kind of judge the water level, and it was considerable amount lower this year than it was last year. There's that rock, it'd be the 2 that are the biggest, and that little cluster right here, that one rock that's kind of partially submerged. So yeah, it was raining quite a bit before we had even gone up here. It was absolutely pouring in our area. You can still see the rains coming down. Thankfully, I have the waterproof iPhone 7. Thankfully, I brought an umbrella with us. But you can see this bridge here. They haven't painted it or anything. I do remember when I was younger going by it, it was painted black, I think, or like a grayish color. But nonetheless, it's there. And I would say that roof has to be somewhat newer on it, just looking at the tinness of it and how it doesn't really seem to be that damaged or anything like that. I'm just heading back underneath the bridge to the last real shot of this area before we decide to head back up to the truck and head on to our next spot. Well, like I was saying, this is a route that Amanda and myself take every single year, or pretty much stay close to being on the same road every single year. We go around this area to a couple different spots. Now, this all started about 5 or 6-ish years ago when I had found out, me and Amanda were dating very early on in our relationship, found out that she had never been to the state of Vermont. So it's just something that we did that fall, and then every year after that, I've always gone up this main road right here that's going by, always gone past that bridge, always gone past this next spot that I'm bringing you to, and then we've always did our final stop at the final stop of this episode today. But if you guys have already seen it, I'm talking about the dam, and I'm also talking about Hogback Mountain gift shop. So moving on up here, here's another cool just group of trees just clustered with all these different bright yellow colors, bright orange colors. It's raining, which I think it does add a nice effect. I do like looking at the fall colors after it has just, you know, recently rained. This field was really cool, just the mist above the trees there, the whole field was empty. And then this road basically follows the river all the way up there. And coming up in a second here, you'll see there's remnants of an old covered bridge or a train trestle, I believe, that used to cross over that area. This is a cool shot. I like this one with the farm, just the mist rising off in the background, all the animals outside. It's raining. They don't care. They don't mind being outside in the rain. Even more bright, beautiful fall colors. Would have been even brighter if it wasn't raining, but you can't control the weather. You just make the adventure, make the best adventure that you can out of it. Now, going into this town, we had never gone this way. We'd always taken a couple different roads, so I never had gone through that town specifically to get to this next spot, which is a dam, which is coming up this road right here. Gonna come up around this bend, and you'll see it just opens up. It's this massive reservoir. It's a Townshend dam. It's a weird, you'll see the signs right here. It's like Townshend. It has a weird spelling to it. And you'll see in a second, there's the water control tower, the gatehouse tower. When I get out of the car here, I just do the quick intro of where we are. And then you'll see there's this really steep bridge. You can see it's a really narrow bridge right there. That drop is straight down. It's an awesome bridge. I love going over that thing every single year. I've gone over a couple times on my motorcycle too. Right here, this bridge that I'm crossing right now, just awesome. And you'll actually see in a second how steep it is on both sides of this dam here. But yeah, and it really amazed me, this lawn right here on the right there. Every single year we've gone there, that's like perfect green cut grass. It's so nice. There's never any like weeds or anything there. They do a nice job keeping that lawn maintained. Clouds passing over. See, this is a shot that I was talking about that kind of shows straight down there where the water is, and a little recreation area, that with a little like gazebo. I guess you can have picnics and stuff there. I've never really gone through here in the summer. It's always been early spring on the motorcycle, like right when it starts warming up, or it's been late at fall. It's a pretty decent sized area. You can't go out to that tower, you can't walk down in that area, but they do give you a lot of spots where you can walk. There's actually, to the left of here is a road that goes down that you can travel down. It says it was closed off for the season, but there were a couple other cars that were parked up in that area, along with myself, so I wasn't too worried. I like this shot with the fog and the storm kind of rolling up over the dam there. Really, really neat. Really, really nice spot. It's a shame that it wasn't a little nicer out. I wouldn't have flown the drone there either way, but I would have gone to a couple other spots that we've gone to in there and shown you guys some more footage from that area. So then, leaving this spot here, we travel to our last spot of the day, which we go down this thing. It's called the Robert Frost Memorial Highway, or the Robert Frost Memorial Byway. It's a scenic road that the poet Robert Frost, you know, it was inspired off of. It was, I forgot the name of the old road. It was like an old stagecoach road back in the day. But this is where we're going to be heading to. From here we leave, take the left, we head up towards Hogback Mountain. It's a good hour or so drive. We basically drive up Interstate 91, then we get off, we go a little bit over, cross underneath Interstate 91, get to that covered bridge, and we go up a little further to the spot where this reservoir is, and then we travel all the way down the other side of the Green Mountain range to get to Hogback Mountain. This covered bridge is really cool too. I actually think that's somebody's private covered bridge because it looked like there was a road with a mailbox going down there. A nice little marina, nice little lake scene. Every once in a while it stops raining, like right here, but unfortunately I'm on a highway. There's no spot that I can pull off right there. Not a highway, but a major route. There's no spots for pulling over, taking pictures, or spots for emergency pullovers only, so I wasn't able to get the drone up. And then of course, by the time I find the spot that I can take the drone up, it starts raining again. It was just off and on, rain, clouds, windy all day. This was cool too, this brick-laid wall with the willow trees in the front and all the colorful trees in the background. You could see how just about anybody, any person would find inspiration in this land. Look at this field. This was just, that would make for an awesome scene in The Walking Dead, I feel like. Really cool. This is going down. This actually gets pretty steep in some spots, not as steep as, say, driving down. Oh yeah, right there. There's a $1 fine for walking on the bridge. Pretty crazy. But I was going to say, those spots there aren't as steep as being in some of the spots in like the Smoky Mountains down south, but nonetheless, it is a fun ride. This is the last stretch to get up to the Hogback Mountain gift shop. When my dad was a kid, he used to go skiing up here. This used to just be 2 roads. You can see they're widening it extensively to accommodate all the traffic and stuff going up there. But this is a spot that I used to go with my grandparents to every year, with my mom, my dad. I've been brought up to this spot a bunch of times. And across the street from the gift shop used to be a restaurant. It was called the Skyview or Skyline Restaurant. It had boasted its 100-mile views or 500-mile views, whatever the advertising was for it. But it had closed a few years back. Like, I probably would guess I was about 10 or so when this place has closed. I guess recently a brewery place called Naked Beer Brewery or Naked Brewing Company has bought it, and they're renovating it to make it a brewery slash micro pub. So that's something I really definitely want to check out when we get back up here. But as you can see, at the top of the mountain, absolutely pouring. They got some apple trees growing right next to the gift shop. Look at all of those colors of the trees. Last year when we went to the spot, I couldn't take the drone up because it was just ridiculously windy, and then this year it was windy and raining. So hopefully next year when we get up to the top of this mountain here, I will get a chance to bring the drone out. This old house that used to exist there, or still exists there, people used to live in it. Just did a quick shot of the gift shop. I didn't really do too much filming in there because it was absolutely packed for being a rainy day. People, being stuck in the cars, driving around the entire time. I'm sure they want to get out and look around and be inside of a covered place, but just giving you a couple more shots. When it's clear, when it's a nice day, you can see for miles and miles. You can see forever. As far as your eyes can see, you can see. Right there, that's the restaurant that I was talking about. That is now going to be a brewery. You can see they're building like a wraparound deck. I guess somewhere around the 4th of July, they had like a celebratory, groundbreaking or, digging the shovel in ceremony. They had a cookout and stuff. So I'm going to keep myself posted on that, keep myself informed on that. Anyways, just ending the episode out here. That is going to do it for today's episode of Adventure Wednesday, Beyond the Adventure. Thank you guys very much for watching it. If you haven't seen this episode, the link is up here or down below in the description. I'll see everybody tomorrow for Thungry Thursday Beer of the Week. Peace.